Ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, irashaimase. My name is Mark. Welcome to 4 DMs and 1 Idea, a Western show inspired by Eastern thought. This is a show where we welcome writers, artists, creators, and some might say philosophers in their own rights to take an idea and analyze it and create something out of it. Whether they're inspired to look inwards like the Buddhists to the East or outwards like the philosophers of the West, I look to our guests to come up with a story, character, economy, artwork, song, world, or any other thing they come up with based on the same idea that everyone will have to work with. If you have no idea of what I'm talking about, the closest Western philosophy touch point I can give you is the work of David Hume, who in a nutshell said, think of a chair. Now, once you have thought of a chair, maybe the image you have of a chair in your head is a simple brown wooden chair. I may be thinking of a red lacquered chair with a high back, ornate feet, and a pad on the seat. Neither of these are wrong. They're just different instances of the idea of a chair. Myself and our guests will take an idea and in a short amount of time create something from that idea, and then we'll all compare notes live and see how different people came up with different ideas and take you through that journey of thought. And speaking of our guests today, we're joined by an illustrious panel of who's who in the tabletop role-playing game community. Our first guest is, of course, improv expertise incarnate, Matt Stew. Matt, please tell the fine folks what you're working on, what about yourself, and what you'd like to promote.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me, Mark. It is my distinct pleasure to be on here after having watched you for so long, especially with these incredible teammates here we have collected. Super jazzed. And you can find me on YouTube and Twitter as Improv and D&D. I'm just trying to spread the good old improv skills across TTRPGs. You can also find me on The Let Us In, a podcast where we're running through an Arium game where I play a Slenderman by the name of Henry S. Lenderman. So, nice. Yeah, that's where you can find me. And thank you so much for having me, Mark. Absolutely.
And our next guest is the resident contrarian of Gamers Ledge. He started the podcast, the original podcast with me, which will follow this show about 45 minutes afterwards. Way back in 2006 when I bled blue and he bled green, it's Yakamoto Joe. Joe,
hey,
please tell the fine folks all about yourself, if there's anything you'd like them to know or promote as well.
Same as it always has been. I'm a master. What is it? What's the saying? I'm a.
Did you say you were a mess? That's what I heard.
You know, yes. But a master of none. Something about being a master of nothing, but I don't know. I do a lot of things, but I'm a master at none of them. That's what I mean. I don't know what the saying is, but that's how it is.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly. Yes. I am into tabletop. I am into video games. I am into reading, writing, arithmetic. I'm into all those things. I'm into all manner of nerdolatry, but I am not good at any of them. And I just dip my toes into every single one of them. And so, yeah, that's me. I don't really have anything to promote except for Gamers Ledge. I'm just kind of getting reacquainted with my online persona since I was out of the industry for so long, but I'm back, baby.
Nice. Perfect. Well, then that brings us to our third and final guest, one that I'm actually super excited for because it's our first time meeting and getting to talk to each other in person and to tell us more about his role in Two's Cast. That's TWOS Cast, right? Did I do that right?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Perfect. It's Alex Rodriguez. Alex, please tell everyone about yourself, anything that you'd like them to know, and anything you'd like to promote.
Yeah, my name's Alex Rodriguez, just general tabletop RPG ne'er-do-well. Mark and Joe, I got to say, you have such an intimate relationship. You know each other's color of blood. I can't say, I assume all my friends have red blood, but, you all got down to that detail. It's very, very cool. I'm on a podcast called 2 Weeks, One Shot. We're a tabletop RPG variety podcast that is pretty much a comedy show disguised as a tabletop RPG podcast where we're just a bunch of idiots doing a bunch of idiot stuff and playing one-shot campaigns every 2 weeks. And just like Mark said, you can find us over at, if you want to find the show, you go over to linktree.com/TwoScast. That's TWOS cast. And we are actually about to premiere our second season on February 22nd, 2022, on Tuesday, Season 2, 2 weeks, one shot. I have a thing about twos. It's a problem. I'm trying to fix it. I'm doing my best. Please tune in. I need help.
It's February of 2022 as well.
Yes, yeah, February 22nd, 2022.
So you got lots of twos.
Tuesday, twos, all the way down.
So before we get started, I do need to give credit where credit is due. I was inspired to create this show by Andrew Huang. He's an amazing music producer who had an idea to take 4 producers in one sample and riff on and see what everyone came up with, and it was incredibly diverse. That was the inspiration for this show. If you enjoy music and creation, make sure you check Andrew's YouTube out. Secondly, if you enjoy this kind of mental exercise for TTRPG specifically, I suggest you check out VA Redemption's Writer's Block on Wednesdays, where they're taking words from guests and building an entire world based off of those worlds. It's a collaborative storytelling experience. It's very interesting. That's at VA Redemption on Twitch Thursdays. Other announcements, we've also joined Streamers for Kids. It's a streamers group promoting Extra Life, which, if you're not aware, is a charity to help buy sick kids in hospitals gaming equipment to make the things they're in for not quite as unbearable. So if you'd like to donate and brighten some children's days, simply scroll down on our Twitch page to where it says the 2 words program schedule, and click on that, and it will take you to the donations page. The Twitch extension is not working at the moment, so we had to come up with a workaround. So the giant program schedule words up down below on our Twitch stream will take you right to the donations page. Third, I want to thank the new follows on Twitch. We blew past 500 last week and now are headed towards our goal of 750 by March 20th, which is my birthday. We hit our first ever month of sub goals last month, and our new sub goals are up for 40 for February, so that was pretty awesome. I do want to give huge shout outs to That Gamer John, Fitchinator, Redemption VA, Necrokitty, and Mystical Panda for the 5 raids last night. We truly appreciate you trusting your community with us and introducing us to theirs. I'm humbled by the support we've gotten from the TTRPG family and the amazing small streamer community we're building in this tandemly, so that's awesome. I do want to give a quick shout out to our new followers on Twitch: Boston Julio 54, Van Helsings, Kevbot MTG, Anna Meow 975, Great Games Live, Band Reaper 97, Mindless Storm Panther, Fat Dog, Knucklehead, Lectro Nemesis, The Burt Coin, Brother Wolf 7979, and of course Uncle Andros. So thank you for following. In that same vein, we put up a new community challenge a couple of weeks ago. You guys obliterated it in 48 hours, 15,000 points in 2 days. So we will be doing a streamers one-shot D&D campaign where we will get Bearden, Persephone 13, Jag Leisure, Mystical Panda, and Sleep Deprived, all streamers who have never played a TTRPG before, and do a one-shot story with them. We have the date nailed down. It is legitimately on my birthday, Sunday, March 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific, live streamed. So mark that in your calendars. It should be an amazingly good time. Also, the channel point rewards, there's only one this evening, and that does affect the show. It's 500 points to redeem, and it makes us all take a drink and cheer to Torm. Torm is actually the brother of my character in an 18-year-long running campaign. The one shot that we'll be doing on March 20th is actually supposed to resolve that. Do we have a Tatorm? All right. Got it, Fabi.
Yeah, we do.
All right, Tatorm.
Tatorm.
There we go. Thank you for the Tatorm, Fami. You're awesome. Also appreciate everyone being in chat. I will be monitoring chat, but may not be interacting just as quite as normally as I do, simply because we have a lot to go through. That's, I think, with all that out of the way, let me see if by magic, by magic, through the power of glass and waves, I have tonight's idea. I have not seen it yet, So I am in the dark as well, but let's take a look, and we will go to the 4UP page. Let's see what tonight's idea is. Ferocious Felines is the idea. Ferocious Felines. Let me put 15 minutes on the clock.
I'm so excited.
Oh my god, here we go.
Here we go. 15 minutes. Let's see what we can come up with.
Man, ferocious felines. Interesting. All right. It's always a good start when you just have alliteration.
Always.
I'm a fan of alliteration. Alliteration is good stuff.
I will always aspire to alliterate.
Have been and always shall be. Your
What just
friend.
happened? Something happened. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Someone just gave me a sub. Thank you so much.
Yeah, looks like you got a bunch of gift subs.
Fammy Bloom, thank you for the 5 gift subs. That's incredible of you. You are a rock star. Appreciate you so much. I'm going to do shout outs here in just a minute. I'm almost done with mine, actually. I've got it mostly fleshed out. Fammy, thank you, man. You're awesome. Appreciate you being here. That's amazing. Fammy, you did not have to do that. You are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
What kind of music does everyone hear on the other side?
It is
What are you going for? Is it something different? Is it every week or?
No, it's the same. It's kind of a Asian chill step
Oh, okay. I like that.
with almost dulcimer kind of aspects to it.
Right.
Fammy, thank you for the re-up on your sub. You're amazing, dude. Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you so much. So it's like Sky got one, and Thin King Jeffy, and Bearden got one, and Matt Stew Drinker got one. You're awesome, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you being here so much. All right, let me start doing shout-outs because I think I've got mine pretty much done. But we have 9 minutes and 40 seconds left, so take your time. Nobody's rushing anyone. Oh, did it work? Yes, it did. Okay, good deal. So let me give it a shout out to Conjury Club. He's a brand new follower, and I just followed him today as well. He was playing. Oh, I didn't do it right, but I can do it again. Conjury Club. Thank you for sending me that file, by the way, mate. I appreciate it. He's joining us all the way from Scotland. He's more dedicated than Ty Artemis is. He's actually here. Ty said, "It's too late. I got to go to bed." I appreciate you being here, man. Where's Rick? Rick is in here as well. I know, right? Oh, I must have totally spelled Rick's name wrong. Or Rick's not streaming yet. One of the two. Rick is totally not streaming yet. Okay, so that's right. I gave the correct shout out. Fammy, this is not installed everywhere, but hello there.
Hello there.
Fanny Bloom is the greatest. Holy crap. So many gift subs.
Very awesome. We play Fortnite together from time to time, and he's really good. He's from Bolivia,
That's so
too.
Cool. Whoa.
Look at those swank new emotes, Sky. I love it.
Nice.
Rick, no problem. I will show you how to do that by whispering to you.
When you said that, I thought you were actually going to whisper and turn this into an ASMR.
So you joke about that, but during our normal streams, I actually have an ASMR mode.
Oh no.
And the last time we played Escape from Tarkov, 2 people of my own teammates were shooting me while I was in ASMR mode. And I was just like,
Man.
please stop. Please. Please stop.
I bet the gentle pop of bullets was very relaxing to everybody with the ASMR.
All I know is pain. It was pretty hilarious, actually.
Can we just do the rest of this one in ASMR mode?
No, we can't. No. Wrong show.
Fine.
I will say, if we were playing together and I heard you doing ASMR voice over the comms, I'd be pretty weirded out.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
we're shooting.
the gentle raindrops outside.
Yeah.
We have just under 2 minutes left.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, the perpetrator of this idea has actually just entered the chat.
Welcome. Thank you. I love this idea so much.
Mr. J Nice, welcome to the stream. Hello there.
Hey there,
Hello
Mr.
there.
J Nice. I appreciate it because I'm allergic to cats, even the thought of cats.
He's just been in hives for the last 5 minutes,
Yeah, I'm just
15 minutes.
Scratching and itching.
All right. Our time was up. I will be the first sacrificial guinea pig to go first. Our idea this evening was ferocious felines. So the brief was to create anything using ferocious felines. I actually went for a plot hook. So a plot hook, for those of you that aren't familiar, if it's your first time hearing about TTRPGs, generally when you're creating a campaign, you need some kind of story. And so a plot hook is exactly that. It's something to start the campaign on its way. And this could be set anywhere, but I said in the town of Waterdeep just to give some kind of frame of reference. The less fortunate have been turning up dead in more and more numbers of late. and the only thing in common for each of the bodies is that it looks like they were mauled by a tiger or a mountain lion. And the villain is actually a mage who is testing a new berserk growth formula on alley cats, who then roam the street, mauling whoever they come across. And the villain monitors from it for a distance to see how long it lasts, whether they attack the first person they see, etc., etc. And the cats eventually revert back, so there's no evidence to be found other than these mauled bodies. And the reason that the villain is doing this is because he's testing it as a way to perfect the ultimate killing machine from domesticated house cats to assassinate dignitaries in other countries.
I love that so much.
And I came up with that in about 2.5 minutes. And I was like,
I love how you've tied in an assassination plot to this to this prompt. It's very impressive.
Well, I mean, when I try to create stories, I try to give multiple ways to extend the story, because maybe the PCs catch the villain in the act here, but he considers at this point, hey, I've done enough research. Then they can find clues as to what country they've gone to, chase after them, trying to warn the dignitaries before this happens. So it's not just necessarily a one shot. It could be extended into a campaign-long arc if you wanted it to. So that's kind of my thinking on how I got there. Ferocious Felines, I mean, I am not allergic to cats, and Sky and I have talked about this before. I do not like cats. And so they want to murder me in my sleep. They stand over you. They suck the soul from your mouth while you're sleeping. I don't like cats. And so making them killing machines is a natural step in my thought processes. So that's where I went with Ferocious Felines. Does and now the pun battle has begun in chat. The town is littered with bodies.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Mr. J. Nye says, "Sink your claws into a roaring good time with this adventure." Yep.
Are these taglines for a movie titled Ferocious Felines?
Yeah,
That's what
no.
I'm getting the feel for.
You got to be kidding me.
Oh, Jesus.
So yes, is everyone that's here with you streamers? Actually, Alex does not stream to my knowledge, just
I don't.
podcast, right?
Just a podcast.
Matt does not stream, but he produces YouTube videos. Although hopefully that is changing soon, right, Matt? Or
Oh, yeah.
are we not announcing that yet?
I'll be streaming a Flabbergasted game tomorrow.
Perfect.
But it's over on YouTube. I'm still working on trying to do the dual thing.
Gotcha. And then Joe does not stream. But you can find him on Gamers Ledge Podcast on a stream in just a few minutes after this show ends. And usually somewhere around Gamers Ledge throughout the weeks. So yes. So that's questions. Does anybody have questions for my plot hook?
So in your so you're saying this is a one-shot villain. If you were to extend this to the BBEG,
Yes.
right? What's phase one? How does the party discover? I apologize, I forgot your villain's name, Catman. I'll call him Catman for now.
Catman Jones.
How do they discover Catman's up to no good?
Well, so I would think that the setup for this would be the Watch would hire them to monitor late night activity. And then they might see someone meet their untimely demise, chase after this giant cat, and eventually come to a dead-end alley where there's nothing. And then go back, retrace the steps. Maybe they find the bottle that the cat had been dosed with, and it has a specific property that's not from this region. Then that leads them to, okay, who has purchased this type of thing? I'm sure there's records for that. Then you find a name. Then you have to locate that person. So that's how I'd start to trace those steps back. And then if they do catch him in the act of doing it again, Then do they find that he's left the city, attempt to follow, etc. So that if I was going to turn him into a big BBEG for like an entire campaign, that's probably where I would start along those lines.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm hooked. I want to catch the guy.
Yeah, he's not nice. Not good. Not good. Oh my God. Someone hail a tabaxi. The BBEG has 9 lives. Nice. Yep. So yes, Sky, Quad Gaming, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Hello there. Thank you for joining. Wolf's Gun, welcome to the stream. Hello there. I actually don't think this works except anywhere on 4 up. So I have to. There we go.
Hello there.
I have to switch back to that one. That's the only one that has it. Other questions for me about this one before we move on?
I think that's really awesome. It's different. It's very different, but there are similar. I kind of something similar in my idea, but I like kind of like with last week. I really like those sky high views, and then you can kind of narrow it in, and kind of really dial into something. So I really appreciate those kind of descriptors.
Yeah. As someone who's always wanted an assassin cat, this speaks to me, and I just want to play in it.
I mean, when they're...
I hate cats. Cats are the worst. They're all ferocious felines for me.
But I mean, they're only 5 to 10 pounds at most, unless you get a butterball who's not going to be attacking anyone because he can't even walk at that point. But anyways, no, the point is that unless you throw it at someone, even then, it's not necessarily going to do that much damage. So I had to figure out a way to turn it into like killing machine.
You've got to feed it enough lasagna if you're going to throw it at someone.
And make it really hate Mondays.
Yeah.
Gotta watch
there
out
are
for
no
Mondays.
The watch is really confused. Why are there no killings on Mondays? It's so weird.
I believe we got a cheer to make now.
Oh, did we have a hydrate? We did.
We do.
Sky says to Torm. To Torm.
To Torm.
To Torm.
And Sky, since you weren't here for the explanation, Torm is a fictional character that I've been chasing after for 18 years of real time. Like, I've been playing different games for 18 years, trying to find my brother Torm. And on our one shot with all the streamers on March 20th, that's supposed to be concluded. So that's why we're cheering to Torm. All right, so that's going to do it for mine. Next up, Matt, are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to rock.
All right, let's do it.
So, first off, I do want to give big thanks to, I believe, Uncle Andros. Is that you, Alex?
Yep.
Great. Thank you so much for rolling the dice, landing on a 7. And also, big thank you to Conjury Club. I asked for a couple suggestions, and I got some wonderful ones, which I'll try to weave in here. But I'm starting with that relatively low roll of 7. So, similarly to what you did, Mark, I'm starting off with a little bit of a plot hook. What's going to happen here is, for the party, a little cat is going to come up. This little cat is just a little bit malnourished. Maybe has been in a few scraps here and there, but this little cat has some intel. They've learned something that they need to get off their chest, and this little cat says, "So I found something out. You know that incident a few months ago between the cat crew and the slithery snakes? Well," and with some history checks, the characters would of course know that the cat crew, the proud cat gang, there's Godfather Mittens, who is notorious for having honor, but also rules with an iron fist, and the slithery snakes being a rival gang who may be a little more shifty, a little more keeping to themselves in the shadows. But they lived in a tentative peace, and they wanted to work together. They wanted to join forces, and in this town, they met. The Godfather Mittens, they simply wanted to broker a deal. They said, "Hey, you know, we want peace between us. We have to, if we want to take control over this town." And the snakes were suspicious, but they liked the idea. They liked the idea of having someone to work with. And they decided to meet up. Now, as they met up, the little kitten says, "Yeah, in that meeting, of course, I mean, we all know what happened when they opened the trunk, and there was, unfortunately, a dead creature inside, a warm blood." And from there was a cry of fear, and slings and arrows fire off everywhere. It's a bloodbath between the warm bloods and the cold bloods. And from then on, it was a feud. This was hostile territory. But little did they know, the warm-blooded creature in the trunk was not dead, but merely playing dead. This was an opossum, and this opossum was sent. This was a ploy by the pangolins, who didn't want the warm bloods and the cold bloods working together. They wanted to be the only ones who would stand on both sides of the fence with their mammalian nature and their scaly skin. And this little kitten says, "So I found this out, please. I don't want to be afraid walking down the street anymore. Can you fix this?" And there, it is up to our ferocious, fast and furious Feline 5 to uncover this plot and secure peace. And I hope I didn't go over time. I just got
No, you got plenty of time left. No, if there's anything else you want to flesh out, that's fantastic.
That's what I've got. So if you have any questions, please.
I have so many questions.
Go for it.
I'm trying to figure out where to start.
I mean, in the end, it's all about family. That's what's important.
I mean, really.
I mean, I think it was a mistake for the warm bloods to meet the cold bloods on their turf in the grass.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, they're all just snakes in the grass.
Right?
By the way, what fantastic world building you've added to that narrative, right?
100%.
You've not only given me the cat, the cat club, but you've given the slithering snakes. You've added a whole world behind this. I love it. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you. Hey, this is thanks to you and hang on, I need to get the name right. Conjury Club. Since both of you mentioned the other animals, I was like, all right. I think I've got a lot to play with here.
I'm trying to work through my questions because I have a few. Go ahead.
Thinking about this as a TTRPG element, right? Is this your hook, or is this a setting? Is this the world that the adventure takes place in?
Oh yeah, I would say this is one specific city, and then this would be like the little kitten who's probably a relative of one of the player characters who comes up and just wants them to change something, and they've been involved in a lot, maybe not that well off, and so they want change, and they heard something that maybe they shouldn't have heard, and that might put them in danger, and hopefully that will spur the group to act.
So we have warm bloods,
Yes.
which seem to be all felines. Or am I reading too much in that? Are there dogs? Are there who are the? Because obviously not all the participants in this city are in the gangs.
Right.
So
right.
is it a mixture of other types of animals, or is it just cats and snakes? Or I think this all leads from my one question of, there's that uneasy piece between the snakes or the slithery snakes and the cat crew. So who's caught in the middle of all of that? That's my question.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'd say that there's definitely there's probably plenty of collectives of other gangs. In this particular city, the cat crew and the slithery snakes are like top tier.
Right.
Whereas in another town over, it's probably just dog pound all day. I mean, they have complete control there.
Rough over there.
I'd say it.
Did you say it's pretty wolf over there?
No, I said it's pretty rough over there.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Same difference. Sorry, Matt. Please continue.
Oh man, I'll say I am dying at all the puns in the chat right now.
They're fantastic. They're so fantastic.
Rick Stevens is my go-to pun duelist on Twitter.
He's a pun machine.
He is.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be on the show very soon, and I'm actually fearful for my life because I don't think because normally with Twitter you have the luxury of composing a response, but
Right.
if he's actually Tommy gunning me with these puns, I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep up. I'm a little worried.
Oh man.
But yeah,
I'm excited for that. I'm so excited for it.
I'm excited for it as well. I'm interested. Yeah, I really like the world building in this, Matt. It's not what you would normally find, I would say, in something like 5e, right? But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean you can't do it in 5e. They just released an animal compendium where you could play as animals. It's actually a brand new adventure series designed to get kids into D&D. And so this actually sounds like a fantastic plot hook for exactly that type of setting. So that's really interesting to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And I'll make sure to look into that. Goodness.
Does anyone else have questions for Matt? All right, then. My granddaughter would love this storyline. Yeah, it's really... What is the method to play 5e Pathfinder? No, 5e is D&D. Pathfinder's its own kind of based on older form of D&D. So that's the easiest way to say that. 5e is like the more streamlined, easy to access version of D&D, I would say. But this is the one I'm thinking of. Just got released on Kickstarter probably 5 months ago, and I believe they just started shipping it and selling it. So I'll see if I can find it, and I'd play the heck out of these plots. Thank you, Sky. That's what these are for, is to help folks who are thinking about running a campaign or building characters and what are their motivations. That's exactly what this show is kind of for, is to help people figure that out. Or even if you just want a writing exercise or to pass a bit of writer's block, that's a thing as well. So, with them out of the way, with Matt out of the way, then our next one is Yakamoto Joe.
Yeah, I mean, kind of on that. Just like last week, was it already 7 days?
It's been 7. No, it's been 7 days.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, this has actually been like one of the best things for me because I mean, in COVID times, I kind of my creativity just kind of grounded to a halt. I just kind of let myself and so being able to sit here and like actually brainstorm ideas and stuff like that, it's been really helpful. I really like this. So my thought, so kind of backing up a little bit, probably one of the coolest D&D experiences that I had in the past couple of years was I did it was supposed to be like a couple of sessions, but it was a Curse of Strahd that we did. And we spent most of the time, we spent like 2 or 3 sessions in, what's the town where Strahd's, where his castle is, or it's been a minute.
Barovia.
Barovia, yeah. So we were in the town, and we ended up doing something where we ended up getting a house, and for some we weren't supposed to.
Thank you for the follow.
My DM,
as Randy, appreciate you very much.
And he let us get the house that we were investigating or whatever. It was like some sort of weird Ghostbuster house hunter type thing that happened. It was really neat. Anyway, so
Mr. Janus, I will get you in just a moment.
That we were just kind of wandering around the town and doing things around town. I really loved it because normally when we do any campaigns that I've ever done, it's been like you start in a bar or start in a tavern, and then you go adventuring out into the world. You go to this town, you get into this cave, and blah 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 blah. So I was kind of like pulling from that experience with this idea. And I had this idea of kind of like, are you guys familiar with the Tabaxi or
Tabaxi? Yeah, Tabaxi.
Yeah, the Tabaxi race.
Absolutely.
Very much like a cat-like race. I've never played or used Tabaxi ever before. It was just something that it's come up once or twice just in my reading and stuff like that. And in my thought initially was to have like a Tabaxi-like race, bipedal. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like in Waterdeep or it doesn't have to take place in the D&D universe. But if it did, my thought was basically to have something where you have like a group, like a small community of these like Tabaxi like cat folk, and they're very peaceful, docile, nice cats, and good kitties. And what happens is, to kind of start this adventure off, something happens in the town where one of the members of the community offs one of the elder cats or Tabaxi, and they come to find out that a single scratch from one of these from one of their claws turns them mad, makes them insane. And so your group, your adventuring party, is basically you spend the entire campaign in the town trying to suss out how A, who it is, and B, how to combat the why it is that the scratches are turning the other people insane, and then just kind of go from there. It doesn't, to me it seems like it would be something that 3, 4, 5 sessions tops, you could, and just really flesh out the town. You can go to whether you want it to be like a cityscape or whether you want it to be something more. Initially, I wrote down a jungle planet, or a jungle, or a somewhere in the jungles of the forests in in the D&D universe or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for, is something like a really nice, like, isolated campaign for a couple of episodes.
So first off, Titorm.
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 Oh, Titorm. So good. Love you, Torm.
Hydrated, Torm.
Yep. And then second, the pun I put in chat, would battling against this group be a war of contrition?
Ooh. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. I like how you've kind of left this, and you touched on this, right? You kind of left this broad enough to where you could really apply it to several different settings. You have a setting in mind, but leaving it kind of open makes it very adaptable. I also kind of like that you've included a hint at a mechanic here that could go into the scratch right? That slowly losing your mind, right? You could even add that as right. Maybe it's instantaneous, maybe it's not. Maybe a player even encounters it at some point. You have a certain amount of time where they can try to raise the stakes on them. You know,
Or-
really like that.
Or you could really, I mean, if you really wanted to go down the road, you could do like, I mean, because everyone loves the zombies or whatever, but kind of like a Walking Dead type style thing where it's like, oh, we were fighting and I got scratched, but I don't want to tell my teammates, or whatever, and they're slowly turning and going insane, or I like that.
We got to highlight Rick Stevens here. Cat Scratch Fever. That's it. It's taken over the world, the new world of Walking Dead.
Mr. J. Nice followed wouldn't want to take a cat nap in this world.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. I guess my question: do you envision
Werecats.
these cats that have this affliction from their scratches? Is that with them being peace loving? Do you see a way to cure it or stop it, or do you see that nope, that's it and it's permanent? Or what would you see as the next steps? Right? Is it that they help the PCs would help the cats try and find a cure, or would it be that they try and find a cure for the people who've been afflicted? Where do you see that going? Just in your mind.
So in my mind, I would think that. So in my mind, in my campaign, if I was doing it, I would have it be where it would be something where it was a slow moving disease. So so rather than maybe even having the elder be killed, maybe he has been scratched, and so suddenly he's starting to molt and he's coughing up fur balls, and he's starting to lose his fur and stuff like that. And so you as the adventuring party are then tasked to find out what's wrong with chat. Please come up with a punnyful name for our village elder here, but yeah, I think it would be a slow moving thing rather than because I think it could then become, especially like if you get into combat and things like that, I think it would be way too easy to go down the road. It's like, oh well, you got scratched, so you're a GOOOO cat or whatever.
I'm not shaking my head at you, Joe. I'm shaking my head at chat.
All around.
Around.
The chat. That's why I said it, because I knew the chat would come through.
Mr. J Nice wanted to know if it was slow, would it lead to being catatonic?
Yes, it would.
My heart can only take so many puns, chat.
Oh, you're in the wrong place, Alex. To Torm. We have another redemption. To Torm.
You're welcome. I was thirsty.
Oh my goodness. Garfold. That's nice. Nice, Alex. That's good.
I'm here to help.
You can say those. You don't have to type them in chat. I'm just saying you have the platform.
Alex is just setting traps for
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Sprinkling them in.
So would you want the PCs to be able to try and find a cure for the afflicted or for the cats or both?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be, I mean, in my thing, that's what it would, especially since you're only doing a couple of, in my mind, this is, a couple of sessions, 3, 4, 5 sessions tops. And so I would think that it would just be, everything that you would need, for me at least anyway, everything you would need would be somewhere in the town that you're at. You're just going from house to house, and, visiting with different people, getting buildups, maybe talking to maybe 20, 30 people tops, and everything you need is just right there in the town. I really like the idea of having a self-contained thing rather than being so broad, because I've done so many campaigns that are so broad, and sometimes you're like looking back on notes from 12 sessions ago about this troll that was Clark from the beginning of the from the very first session that you had. Suddenly he's the guy that's got Clark's pants, and you're like, well, why does he have Clark's pants? And you're just like, I don't know. Yeah, it's Clark, whatever.
How would you describe patient zero? Right? Does patient zero encounter something that then gives it to them and then they spread, or is this I don't know, how does what's the beginning of the cat scratch fever plague?
So in my mind, I look at it as a oh damn, I can't come up with that.
Patient Zero needs to be named Stevens. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
Well, in my mind, I'm thinking like a Game of Thrones. So there's no good pun right off the top of my head. Some sort of like a Game of Thrones scenario where there's like the villain, if you will, wants the throne, the box. I don't know, the litter box.
The litter box.
The golden litter box. Fantastic.
And so yeah, I'm thinking that it's some sort of like a concoction that they worked up, like catnip or something. I don't know. So it's like bad catnip, I guess, and yeah, and then from there, they're basically like trying to suss out, is it a chemical thing? Is it something that's going on naturally? Is it old age or whatever? I mean, there's lots of different directions that you can kind of take that, I guess.
What I need out of this is at some point one NPC has to say, "What has cat science done?" as they discover where this is all coming from.
Chat is, I love you, and you're also making my soul hurt.
I'm glad I don't have the chat up.
It's just like legit. It's a scroll of puns. That's all it is. It's just like
I would be so entirely distracted, right?
Yeah. It's a scroll of puns is both a threat and an invitation.
That's correct. Mr. J. Nice says, would they be able to sniff out the culprit, or would they get away by a whiskers margin?
Ooh, yes.
So
that's very good. Very
yes.
Good.
Any other questions for Joe on his? All right, then. Then that brings us to, last but certainly not least, Alex. The floor is yours.
Least. It's all right. Okay. You all made settings. I made something a little different.
That's awesome.
Let me put my movie announcer voice on. Expelled from the pack for the unspeakable crime of being absolutely too ferocious as a feline. Mercator meow. And then insert cool guitar riff. Meow, right? Mercator meow now roams the streets seeking his next meal and his next prey. Right? Wearing a totally rad piece of armor made of tinfoil, toothpicks, and covered in chocolate to ward off the sworn enemy, the canines. Mercator's Meow's life mission is simple. Find the most delicious piece of tuna out on the streets. Who is Mercator Meow, though? Mercator Meow is the only feline in the Tri-County area to have committed the 3 unforgivable cat crimes. Unforgivable cat crime number 1, not only responding to the dreaded pss, 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 but using it as a cue to attack and steal money. Unforgivable cat crime number 2, being best friends with the infamous Mouse King, Laird the Mouse. Unforgivable cat crime number 3, enjoying dubstep. Where will Mercator Meow go next? Who will Mercator Meow duel to the death next? Why does Mercator Meow wear a super sick eye patch despite having both eyes? All these questions answered and more on the next Kitten Ball Z. And then I kind of used up the rest of my time making fun facts about Mercator Meow. So fun fact number 1, he's a very large Maine Coon cat. It's fun. Fun fact number 2, he was trained by a rat in a sewer, but then these 4 a-hole turtles came on the scene and totally ruined the vibe. Fun fact number 3, Meow is actually his mom's maiden name. Fun fact number 4, no one knows what the hell Mercator means. Fun fact number 5, He's one of those cats with the extra thumb on the paw. You've seen the ones.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone always shows pictures of those, and they got that thumb, and that's unnatural, totally unnatural. Fun fact number 6: he doesn't like Rick and Morty. Thinks the fandom is too toxic. Gets way too serious about a show making sci-fi nonsense. And that's it. That's Mercator Meow. Maybe he can exist in your campaigns. I don't know. I don't know if there's a place in this world for Mercator Meow. Maybe there shouldn't be.
I have so many questions.
And Mercator Meow has no answers. But you can try.
Since he has no opposable thumbs, how does he get the chocolate on the tinfoil armor?
Oh, he does. He's one of those cats. With
Right. He's got the extra weird
thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
is it melted chocolate so that it's like, forming to the body, or is it just like panels of chocolate like armor panels?
Now, his tinfoil toothpick armor, right, wraps around his body, which he then melts the chocolate onto. So imagine a Maine Coon cat doing this move. And then, right, so eventually it hardens, right? But that only makes it more dangerous because as it cracks, it leaves crumbs and dust around, making dogs even more susceptible to its poison. I don't know where this fits in a TTRPG campaign, but the prompt Ferocious Felines, and that's what came up.
It fits in every campaign that's ever existed, is the answer.
Yeah.
I'm on board. 100% on board.
I mean, none of my characters have talk with animals, but Mercator Meow is showing up in my Waterdeep campaign.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
I would invent dubstep in my world so he can be in this.
It's the third unforgivable cat crime.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Corridor Crew dubstep guns short? It's guns that shoot dubstep. That's immediately the first thing I thought of when you said that. I mean, I'm imagining a small cat with toothpick and tinfoil armor covered in chocolate, so it kind of looks like he's made a mess, shooting a giant dubstep gun that shoots lights and music at people.
I do like that, right? If you were someone to play Mercator Meow and you can figure out a soundboard, this character would be perfect for a little bit of soundboard action.
Conjuring Club says, I think they have to exist in my game now.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm actually about to record an episode of 2 Weeks, One Shot with special guest Danger Dames, and we're playing a game called Trash Pals, which is a Caltrop core game, which was I believe developed by Tatanamachi RPG, and the guy who made Trash Pals is Goth Hoblin. It's a game where you're a bunch of animals, and you have to get together to pull off a not a heist, but you're just searching for the biggest trash haul you can before the end of the night. Trash Pals is fantastic. It's available on itch.io, but that's why I've kind of got weird cat characters on my mind. Since I'm running that game, I've been having to think of weird characters to include in that, and Mercator Meow might actually be making an appearance inside of Trash Pals now.
So now I'm just curious, if you are going to assign, I don't necessarily want to say even a class, but a role, would Mercator Meow be the tank?
No, I think Mercator Meow is maybe a little sneaky, right? Hence why the chocolate is so unsuspected almost, right? He's going into your back line, and he's dropping little traps. He's dropping toothpicks. He's sprinkling. I don't know why chocolate's such a core part of his mechanic. He's sprinkling chocolates on the back line. He's peeing on stuff. I don't know.
So that means the dogs would need to roll a detect chocolate roll, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just following that through to its logical conclusion.
And a Constitution roll should they encounter it.
Yeah, absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Dogs have no self-control.
No,
they're going to go straight for it.
Yeah, 100%. Does the tinfoil actually provide armor, or is it just because it looks cool?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's 100% what I thought.
I could see there being like a probability of blinding someone.
Oh
I
yeah,
like that. There you
100%.
go. In a tough situation, he'll point himself at the sun and then just.
Well, that's perfect. I love it. Yes.
Rick actually really kind of said something that's pretty funny, but also on point here. his disguise kit should be different forms of chocolate. Sometimes it's white chocolate, sometimes it's dark chocolate, sometimes it's milk chocolate.
Now, this goes to show how little I know about cats. Can cats eat chocolate? I know they shouldn't, right? No animal should, but can cats do?
Definitely ill to them. I think.
Okay, got it.
I have nothing to back that up, but I think cats. It's like if you throw a piece of cheese on their face, they like.
But maybe Mercator has followed the Princess Bride formula of he has used it on his armor so much he is now immune to iocane powder.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Io chocolate cane powder.
You have spoken, and therefore it is. So,
And Rick Stevens, you are right. He is safe from alien thoughts.
That's right. Or mind control rays. Nope. Won't get through it.
Passes all conspiracy.
He knows all about the deep state too.
Oh boy.
Mercator just went.
Well, other questions about Mercator? See, this is. My father was killed by a six-fingered cat. I love it.
If I can add one more thing, it's Mercator Cat TM. I own that. All right, no.
Sure. No.
Free for everybody.
This is exactly one of the reasons I wanted to, and I said this last week too. One of the reasons I wanted to start this show is because we have so diverse things out of one simple idea, and I love all of them. It is not a case where, I say there's no wrong answer, and there's not, and that's the best part. But each of us went a completely different direction with this, and I love where it took each of us as well. You have the TMT with your backstory because you incorporated the TM. Yeah, nice. That was nice. I appreciate that. So yeah, this is the whole reason. If you are working through creative writer's block, I think you've got a ton of great ideas right here to help you with your development of your campaign. Even if it's just a small side story for your characters, there's all kinds of craziness here to help you go along with that. I want to say thank you again to each of my guests. Again, if you would, let's start with you, Matt. Tell the people where they can find you again and what is going on with you, what you've got coming up, your Flabbergast stream and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to watch me do a live stream of Flabbergasted, I'll be running that tomorrow at 6 p.m. MST. You can find me on Improv and D&D on YouTube and Twitter, and also on The Lettuce Inn as Henry S. Lenderman. We're getting to the end, so I'm very excited about that. But aside from that, I mean, just thank you so much, Mark, for hosting this wonderful stream. Thank you, Joe and Alex. Y'all have been hilarious. It has been a blast. Thank y'all so much.
Absolutely. Joe, anything you want to shout out or call out?
I will see y'all in about an hour.
Yeah. 7:15 is the Gamers Led podcast, so we'll be back in just a little bit with that. Thank you for doing the promo for me, Joe. I appreciate that.
No problem.
And then
and then also just it's great to meet some new friends already. Great listening to all these great ideas. This has been very therapeutic for me. I love it. This is fantastic. So yeah, thank you guys.
And then last but not least, Alex.
Yeah, but just quick round of applause. I'm not going to clap into the mic, but Matt, Joe, those are fantastic. Mark, this is a fantastic show. I had a blast. I've been Alex Rodriguez. You can find me on a podcast called 2 Weeks, 1 Shot. The link to find it is linktree.com/TwosCast. That's TWOS cast. We're about to have our second season come out. That is, as if you all want to say all the twos with me, season 2 on February 22nd, 2022, Tuesday. And we're actually calling it the Year of Twos. Unforgivable cat crime number 4 is not listening to Twoscast on Tuesday.
That's right. 100%.
Thank you all. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been such a pleasure. Matt, Joe, Mark, it's so great to interact with you and to get to see your faces and just hear these ideas. It was fantastic. Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody that came and hung out. So first off, thank you to, of course, all the guests. Thank you to Rick Stevens. Thank you to Mr. J Nice. Thank you for Mr. J Nice for coming up with the idea for this evening. If you would like to submit an idea, all you have to do is head to patreon.com/gamersledge. You can become one of our Rockstar supporters for as little as $1 a month, and that gets you the ability to submit a idea to the show as well. We appreciate everybody coming by. Conjury Club, Uncle Andros is you, so I gotta scroll past that one. Cactus Arcana, thanks for coming and hanging out. Who else do we have? Of course, Sky, thank you for coming in. Thank you for all the redeems as well.
And the puns.
And
oh
the
my God,
puns.
Thank you for all the puns.
Absolutely.
Wow.
The puns make the show exactly what I wanted to be. Quad Gaming TV, thank you for coming in with your hype as well. And then I think that's everybody. So thank you to everybody that's been watching. As always, we're going to be back at 7:15 Pacific, 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern. That would be 2:15 GMT with Gamers Ledge Podcast in just a little bit. We will quickly do our schedule outro, and then we'll head off after that. We're going to raid somebody. So if you would, please do stay here just so they get some love. I want to always like to try and pay it forward so that other people can grow their communities as well. And I know just the person I want to raid. It's DMDM Studios. He's an excellent supporter of the TTRPG family community. They're currently running a tabletop RPG, so we're going to head there next. So right after the schedule is when we'll raid over. So thank you again, everybody, and we'll see you in about 45 minutes or so.